Move 3 and black is dead lost, but what more shocking is after d4, knight f6, knight c3, d5, bishop f4. The most common move, all the way up to 1600 rating on Lichess, loses on the spot. This is Jobava London. However, most Jobava London guides are really stale videos that shows you a dozen different variations to memorize. But don't worry, instead of memorizing 100 boring and confusing moves, we will go through the individual missions of your pieces that will make it much easier. And also, I will show you how to play the middle game, because what's the point of memorizing certain positions in an opening if you don't even know how to play the middle game? Your first move is d4. I think the mission of your pawn is very clear, conquering the center and opening the diagonals for the bishop. Black usually responds with d5 to stop you from playing e4. Our queenside knight's mission is to jump to c3, preparing to play e4, which will take full control of the center. Black defends the e4 square, and now this bishop aims at the c7 square. Most of your low elo opponent will play knight c6, a natural move that loses on the spot. Because how on earth will black defend against knight c7 fork after knight b5? Rook b8? No, because that loses to bishop takes c7 fork. Black has to give up a pawn via e5, but pawn takes threatens the knight, and after knight jumps to e4, white unleashes another dirty move. Queen takes d5, white won the second pawn, and is about to steal the third. The most obvious response by black is to take the queen, and after knight takes c7, black is down 3 pawns on move 8 and is dead lost. I have prepared 2 more nasty examples of why no one up to 2300 ELO can really defend against this dirty opening. This is the Jobava London system we mentioned earlier. This wise player decides to bring the bishop out before closing the e6 diagonal. e3 protects d4 and opens up our light-squared bishop. Your opponent continues with their London pyramid, and here we play f3, restricting our opponent's knight and preparing g4 to gain a tempo on the bishop. Now, if their bishop is on c8, we wouldn't have played f3 because it is absolutely useless because g4 does nothing. So only play f3 if they play bishop f5, c6, and now we can continue our plan with g4. Now they have to drop the bishop back. I don't think I would need to explain why losing a piece is bad. You now play h4 to try and trap the bishop, and after defending the bishop. The white player played bishop d3 to trade of the bishop that moved more than once. Capture and recapture with the queen. And now the black player played bishop d6 to trade off our good bishop and prepares short castling. Knight e2 defend the bishop, and we are happy to let them move the bishop a second time to take our bishop and giving us the f4 square for the knight. The black player was smart enough to realize that and played queen c7 to prepare knight d7, and we finally long castle to complete our development, and we are ready to attack, while black has to worry about his king's safety and his lack of space. He decided to castle, a deadly mistake, because now we have the breakthrough g5, which gets rid of the best defender of black and opens up our rook. Black decided to take, which only helped us. Recapture, and we take back the knight instead. There is no way to stop mate after knight d7 and queen h7 checkmate. Now let's look at another game where black didn't allow white to get the pawn storm. d4 and black this time decided to play knight f6 first, but after knight c3, black has to play d5 to stop e4. And after bishop f4, we are back to the Jobava London. Black decided to play a6 to stop knight b5 business, and we continue our Jobava setup with e3. Black was smart enough to realize that the pawn storm was too strong and decided to lock the bishop into the pawn chain, but that doesn't help black much, as we shall see later on the game. Bishop d3 controls the strong h7 diagonal and is usually very useful in the middle game. Black developed the bishop to prepare short castle, and we finally develop our kingside knight to f3. Now if they have played bishop b4, we would have put it on d2. Black played ce5 to open the center and gaining space. We take the c5 pawn, and after recapture, we play queen d2 to prepare opposite side castling and push e4. Black played knight c6, and we now long castle, and after short castle by black, we continue our plan with e4. This is a critical position for black, and after a long thought he played d takes e4, and we recapture with our knight. Capture and recapture with an discover attack on the queen. The queen moves to attack the queen side where our king is, and remember I said earlier that this bishop is going to be very useful. Here is the time to sacrifice it. Recapture is forced, and after knight g5, check. King cannot go to g8 because of queen h5, so it has to go to g6. Now we play queen g4 to make a discovery check with our knight, and in such big pressure, black blundered and played a 5, which allowed us to play mate in 5. Can you find it? Who are we kidding?